families here in Gaza who have gone back to their homes in the north.
We can speak now live to Sam Rose, who is Acting Director of UNRWA Affairs in Gaza. Sam, good to see you. How was the night? How are things now?
It was a desperate night. As your previous speaker, Rose, said, the entire Gaza Strip was woken up at just after 2 a.m. with a series of explosions on bombardments that covered from the north to the south. People were shocked. There were concerns because the ceasefire hadn't been progressing, but it still came as a major shock. And as we've seen, reports of over 400 people losing their lives, amongst them many women and children. Right now, the situation is a bit calmer. This is typically the rhythm of these things. The bombardments, the heavy bombardments happen overnight. Things right where I am right now in central Gaza are a bit calmer, but they're not for people in other parts of the Gaza Strip, in Khan Yunis to the east, in Beit Hanun in the north, where new evacuation orders have been issued, and thousands upon thousands of people are on the move yet again.
Are you preparing for, Sam, or are you worried that this was not just a limited operation overnight? This is the start of something bigger, possibly the start of the war resuming?
It certainly could be. We hope, with everything that we've got, that it isn't. But of course, we have to be gravely concerned with the horrific events that happened overnight. And if we slide back into war, it will be absolutely devastating for all sides. People here are scared, they're tired, they're exhausted, they're defeated. They were on the verge of famine just a few weeks ago, many of the people here. So it's absolutely tragic, devastating what's happened over the past 12 hours.
Sam, we heard from the Red Cross a few hours ago. They are coping with, or the hospitals are, over 600 injured people, as well as the 413 we know who have been killed. Can you give us an idea of what the situation is like in the hospitals and more generally, given there's been a lack of electricity, a lack of water and this blockade for the past few weeks?
Yeah, look, the hospital sector has suffered dramatically during the conflict. It was already overburdened. Most hospitals in Gaza have been damaged, have suffered some levels of destruction. So they're already massively undercapacitated. Any emergency system anywhere in the world would struggle with over 1,000 people, it seems, from these reports that are coming in overnight. So they're overwhelmed, they're traumatized, the conditions are poor. We were able to bring in some supplies over the past 6-7 weeks of the ceasefire, but these will soon be running on empty. And the people in those hospitals, the doctors will be doing everything that they can to care for them, but it won't be enough given the reports and given the images that we're seeing and the numbers of casualties.
I've been hearing Israeli officials speaking to the BBC today. One of the things they've said is that a lot of the aid that was meant to come in goes straight into the hands of Hamas that they then sell on the black market. Can you explain to us, Sam, what happens to aid when it crosses the border?
I mean, every agency has its own way of distributing, but we have well-tried, well-tested, well-structured, very mature systems for distributing aid inside Gaza. We've been running large-scale distribution programs here for the past 25 years, since the second Intifada started in 2000. My organization, UNRWA, we've been distributing aid to 2 million people over the course of the conflict. We distribute that aid directly. It comes in through the crossing, it goes to our warehouses, it goes from our distribution workers to the families that we have on our registers. Others operate slightly differently, but we've got registered, credited, professional aid organizations here that are responsible for that aid delivery, making sure that it gets to the people who need them. Half the population here are children. They're under 18. These are the populations that we're talking about. But as I said, very robust systems for aid distribution in place inside Gaza.
And what's the situation, Sam, for those people that are now once again on the move? There has been so much displacement, but now these evacuation orders have been issued again. What kind of conditions and situation do those people face?
I mean, they face the same uncertainty that everyone else faces. They face a real fear that the situation is going to get worse. They face exhaustion and defeat. I mean, people have gone through so much over the past 16 months. When these evacuation orders, these bombardments start again, people aren't fresh. They're exhausted. They're on their knees. And as I said, people are really fearing for the worst. And as you said, this is the start of something much more sustained, much more longer term, and that the situation will just get worse from here.
Sam, take care. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Sam Rose joining us there from central Gaza. A line to bring you that we're getting from Jerusalem as well. An important